You need to know the 10 strategies to prevent anaphylaxis in food allergic children. We reviewed strict avoidance measures, being an avid label reader, carrying 2 epinephrine auto-injectable devices, wearing medical alert jewelry, open communication with anybody who's involved in the protection of your child. This next one is going to be knowledge of and implementation of appropriate cleaning practices. And there's a little bit of overlap with open communication and this particular strategy. So the knowledge and implementation is going to be important, especially at home. You want to eliminate any cross-contamination of food allergens as much as possible. So one of the strategies is to keep the food out of the house. Now, one of the issues that we may have as allergists is the LEAP study, which is learning early about peanut allergy, recommends that if you have a child who's at high risk for developing a peanut allergy, then after you've identified that the child is not allergic, that you want to introduce peanut into their diet on a fairly regular basis to prevent them from developing peanut allergy. This starts at age 4 months up to about age 12 months. And those that are high risk for developing peanut allergy are those who have egg allergy or those that have those that have atopic dermatitis, which is eczema. So keep that in mind. Now, if you have an older sibling that's in the house, it may be difficult to keep the food out of the house because you want to try and prevent, which is extremely important, the younger sibling from developing food allergy. So that's going to be an important conversation that you have with your allergist and all the adults in the household that are important, that are part of the decision making. So the other thing that you can do as a parent is take home cooked food to restaurants instead of ordering off the menu. So that will also ensure and protect your child from having from ingesting a food that they're allergic to. I have had several patients over the years do just that. If they would go to a restaurant, they would prepare the child's favorite meal because everybody else is getting to select something wonderful off the menu. So they prepare their favorite meal and they take it to the restaurant. And there has not been any pushback from restaurants or the wait staff, which is extremely helpful. The other thing, if the person is going to order off the menu, then I recommend that you tell the wait staff or the server, not that your child is allergic to that food, but they could die if they ingest that food, whatever that food is that they're allergic to. And that's extremely important, and I will give you a quick scenario. My son has a peanut tree nut allergy, and we were at a Thai restaurant, and I told the waitstaff that very thing, my child could die if he eats this. And he ordered some kind of duck dish, and shortly after he started eating it, his mouth was itchy, and fortunately, within just a few minutes, he went to the bathroom, threw up, got the allergen out of his system. But the point was that even after I told the server that my child could die if he ingests this food, apparently the server was unaware that there was peanuts in this sauce that was used to make the duck. So even if you take all the right precautions, again, it's important to have that epinephrine auto-injectable device available because things do happen. Now, when you're at home, you want to prepare that safe meal first. You want to keep foods in containers covered to prevent spills and designate specific containers for the food for the allergic person only. So if there's a bowl, sometimes Jewish people will have kosher. If they're very strictly kosher, they will not use the same pots and pans for preparing different foods. Of course, that's not an allergy. In this case, it's an allergy. So you may want to choose to do that. Know that inhaling tiny food particles as a result of steaming food, boiling food, frying food, grating food, shredding food, and grinding can trigger an allergic reaction, especially in very highly sensitive people. So food allergic individuals should avoid situations where the food is aerosolized, just like I mentioned, or where the food could be inhaled. The good news is that peanut protein doesn't easily become airborne from peanut butter, for an example, but it may become aerosolized from peanut powder or dusty roasted peanuts. So keep that in mind. Highly sensitive individual with a food allergy, if you open up those roasted nuts and they're right there and they inhale it, it can cause them to have a reaction. Again, all those things, all those methods I talked about, steaming, boiling, frying, shredding, grating, grinding, if anything becomes, if food's particles become aerosolized, an individual who has a food allergy can breathe that in. It can cause a reaction. So know that, and the next strategy is coming up.